When we think about home, most of us picture a comfy house with rooms and a backyard. But there are places around the world where people live that are nothing like that. Ever seen a temple hanging off a cliff? Or how about a whole village floating on a lake? These homes really show how creative and tough people can be, making their lives in spots that blow your mind. What drives someone to live in such unusual places? Stick around, and we'll take a closer look at some of the world's strangest homes. Number 10. Hanging Temple of Hangshan, China. Imagine a temple not built on solid ground, but suspended 246 feet up a cliff face. This isn't just any temple, it's the Hanging Temple of Hangshan, a marvel that has stood the test of time for 1,500 years in China's Shaanxi province. Originally built to honor the harmonious blend of China's main traditional philosophies, Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism, this temple isn't just a quiet place of worship. Today, it draws crowds not just for its spiritual significance, but for its breathtaking position clinging to the side of a cliff. Huge oak beams anchor it securely into the rock, making it safe. But it's still not the place to jump around. How did they even build something this daring back then? Number 9. Chongqing Maya's Floating Village, Cambodia. Now, let's drift over to Southeast Asia, where a vast body of water, the Tonle Sap Lake in Cambodia, supports an entire way of life. Chongqing Maya's Floating Village isn't just a small settlement, it's a bustling community atop the water. Imagine waking up every day surrounded by water and living on a boat. Here, life revolves around fishing, as the lake is home to over 200 species of fish, making it one of the richest fishing grounds in the world. But life here has its complications, especially with the rise of tourism. Tourists come to stare, often disrupting the locals' way of life without benefiting them. Imagine having thousands of eyes on you as part of their daily sightseeing. How would you feel about your home turning into a tourist spot? Number 8. Yakutsk, Russia, the coldest city in the world now. Think about the coldest winter you've ever experienced, and then imagine somewhere far colder. Yakutsk, Russia. It's not just cold, it's the coldest city on Earth, where temperatures regularly dip below -44 degrees Fahrenheit. In this Siberian city, the record low hit a teeth-chattering -83.9 degrees back in 1987. Imagine trying to live in such extreme cold. People here have adapted uniquely. Cars must run 24/7 because if they stop, they won't start again until spring, and even something as simple as wearing glasses becomes impossible. They freeze right to your face. And yes, if you want milk, you're getting a solid block of it. During the winter, daylight lasts only for about 4 hours, flipping in summer to almost constant daylight. How do residents manage their daily routines in such extremes? Number 7. Coober Pedy, Australia, the underground town. Heading over to a different kind of extreme, let's visit Coober Pedy in Australia, where residents live underground to escape the scorching heat. This town is a hub for opal mining, lying in the heart of the South Australian desert. Here, homes are dug into the ground, creating cool underground retreats from the harsh temperatures above, called dugouts. These homes are not the dark and dingy caverns you might picture. They're full of life and comfort. Imagine living in a home where the walls are the earth itself, keeping you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And it's not just homes, there are underground shops, churches, and even hotels. What's it like to live your life mostly underground, popping up to the surface to experience the harsh desert climate? Number 6. Hallstatt, China, a replica of an Austrian village. Next up, imagine stumbling upon a piece of Austria in the heart of China. That's exactly what you find in Hallstatt, China, an exact replica of the picturesque Austrian village, complete with European architecture and alpine details. Nestled in Guangdong province, this creation reflects China's fascination with replicating European towns. Opened in 2012, this version of Hallstatt includes all the quaint features of its namesake, from charming buildings to scenic landscapes. It's a surreal experience walking through a European village in the middle of Asia. Why do you think someone would recreate an entire village so far from its original location? Number 5. Sentinel de las Bodegas, Spain. Traveling to Spain, Sentinel de las Bodegas offers a unique twist on town life. This town isn't built on the land, it's built into it. Houses here are not just surrounded by nature, they're part of it, with walls and roofs made from the rock that forms the cliffs above. Nestled in the region of Andalusia, this Pueblo Blanco is famous for its white painted houses that seem to emerge from the rocks themselves. Living in Sentinel means your home might have been here for centuries, shaded by rock and steeped in history. How does it feel to live in a home that blends so seamlessly with the natural environment around it? Number 4. The tunnels of Bucharest, Romania. Imagine a city where hundreds live not above the ground, but below it. In Bucharest, Romania, the capital's forgotten tunnels have become a refuge for those without a home. These are not just hidden pathways but entire communities where people have made their lives amidst the darkness. Most of the residents are former orphanage children who were left to fend for themselves after the institutions closed post-Soviet era. They seek shelter, camaraderie, and a way to survive in the harsh realities of the underground. What pushes a society to overlook its most vulnerable, and what kind of life can be forged in the shadows? Number 3. Freedom Cove, Canada, an artist's off-grid floating homestead. Now, let's float away to a more serene setting in Freedom Cove, Canada. Here, artists Catherine King and Wayne Adams have built an off-grid sanctuary not on land but on water. This vibrant floating complex in British Columbia started in 1992 and features everything from a dance floor to greenhouses, all sustained by solar power and generators. Imagine living surrounded by the ocean, where every structure you inhabit is a testament to creativity and sustainability. How different do you think your daily routine would be if your home also floated on the tides? Number 2. Elliday Island, Iceland. Picture a tiny, isolated island in Iceland with just one house sitting in the middle of the wilderness. Elliday Island is this place, shrouded in mystery and solitude. Originally used as a base for puffin hunters, the lone house was built in 1953. Despite wild rumors like it being a hideaway for millionaires or famous artists, the truth is far more mundane. It's just a hunting lodge used by a local association. How would you cope with the extreme isolation of living on such a remote island, surrounded by nothing but nature and the ocean? Number 1. Cliff Village, China. High up on a 2,600-foot cliff in China lies a village that challenges both vertigo and the imagination. The village was historically so remote and inaccessible that villagers risked their lives daily using precarious rattan ladders to reach their homes. Recently, a sturdier steel ladder with 2,556 steps has made it somewhat safer. Living here means being perched in the sky, where going to the market isn't just a trip, it's an expedition. What kind of community spirit do you think develops in a place where every trip outside your door is a climb or descent of epic proportions? As we've seen, homes can be as diverse as the human spirit is resilient, from temples hanging off cliffs to entire villages floating on water. Each place we visited today tells a unique story of adaptation, creativity, and survival. If these stories amazed you, don't forget to comment with which place you found most fascinating. Share this journey with friends and subscribe to our channel for more incredible explorations into the unusual and the extraordinary.